An indie wrestler has admitted to intentionally cutting off an opponent's finger. New backstage details on Becky Lynch's heel turn at SummerSlam have emerged. And we take a look at scrapped plans for an awful WWE Tag Team gimmick. More on that in just a bit. Hello, Jack and Andrew back once again. Check out our earlier news video if you haven't already. But now we're straight into more news. This one sent shockwaves around the work chat.
Mental.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So yeah, as you'll have heard me say in the headlines, an indie wrestler has admitted to intentionally cutting an opponent's finger off. This came courtesy of a screenshot from, I believe, Facebook.
Yes.
That was floating around on Squared Circle, so check that out. Don't worry, there's no graphic images
Thank
on
God.
that post. Yeah, but a wrestler named Blaine Evans has admitted on Facebook that he intentionally cut off his opponent's finger at the IWA Deep South's Carnage Cup. He said, "So my inbox has been blowing up for the past couple of days asking if this is true. I cut John Ray's finger off. So I'm here to lay the rumors to rest by saying you're damn right I did. Like I said, an eye for an eye. This is this time you stabbed the wrong son bitch with a box cutter." So obviously some sort of like revenge attack, basically. I mean, right, where do we start with this?
I have no idea where to start with this. Jack.
My initial reaction when I first saw it was like, gotta be at work.
Yeah.
Wrestlers say this sort of stuff all the time to further a storyline or to make it seem real.
Yep.
But if you look at the comments and the replies on that Reddit post, people are saying no, like a couple of people are saying like, no, this was legit, like this seems legit. And then other people were saying like, oh well, I mean he's admitted to a crime on his Facebook.
Yeah.
It's just a crazy situation.
I mean, like you said, some people might have thought this was a work and whatnot, but we've seen wrestlers get really deep into the deathmatch stuff. Obviously, we've seen New Jack go to absolute insane lengths to hurt opponents just because they might have said something wrong to him on the day.
Right.
Like, if this is allegedly true with the box cutter stabbing thing and everything as well, then who knows how far this guy could go? But losing a finger is no joke.
Yeah.
Chopped my thumb off in a door one time. Literally like to the stump, and it takes a very long time to heal. It's not nice at all. It took like 8 weeks. Looked for a long time like it wasn't even going to get saved, but then finally it did. Just the pain is unreal. So if he's getting it cut off with the what was it? Cutting the opponent's finger off with does it even say?
I don't think it's
it doesn't say.
No,
I think Luke in the chat said perhaps it was even bolt cutters or something like that. Unreal.
No.
That's just just be careful out there. Don't be horrible to each other.
I'm sure that more details will come to light whether this was indeed like intentional, like an assault basically, or whether it was like whether he was all right with it. But even so, I don't really. We'll have to wait and see.
Yes.
For further details to emerge. Right, moving on now to your more standard wrestling.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch has been talking on Out of Character with Ryan Satin, talking about her heel turn at SummerSlam. Of course, at SummerSlam she made a surprise return. She screwed Bianca Belair out of the SmackDown Women's Championship, thereby turning heel.
Yes.
Everybody went, ooh. Well, Becky Lynch is like the most popular women's wrestler of a generation.
Yeah.
She was one of the most popular wrestlers of a generation. On her rise, she was probably the most over wrestler in the world at the time. So when she came back after being on maternity leave, and she was a heel, everyone was like, why would you do that? Then reports emerged, I remember, suggesting that Becky had pitched this herself.
Yeah.
And said, oh, I want to be a heel. And everyone went, all right, I suppose weird choice, but fair enough, Becky, fair enough. But Andrew, I'm led to believe that in this interview with Ryan Satin, she's actually said something conflicting.
Completely different.
What's she been saying?
So she's been saying, I was always thinking, what would I do when I come back? Vince is never going to want me as a heel, so what does this new babyface look like? Then they told me I was going to be a heel.
Right, so she was told she was going to be a heel.
So yeah, conflicting to what we've heard before, that she pitched that she wanted to be a heel. They kind of just said to her, you're a heel.
To be fair with the wording, she's not saying she was against being a heel.
Yeah.
She's just saying that she expected to be a face.
Yeah, of course.
She came back.
And I mean, you would think that as well, with her being just the biggest, as you were saying, just the biggest women's wrestler in WWE when she was there, like before she had the baby.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It makes, I guess, business sense, but perhaps, I mean, it's been good for the story so far.
I guess so. I guess you're right. She then spoke about the event itself, SummerSlam, saying it was very last minute. It's so hard, especially when you've been a babyface for so long. I'm coming back and fans are excited, and there's this girl who's been doing awesome, Bianca Belair, and it's a great rivalry, and we like both of these guys. How do we make them not like one of them? She's a company girl. Let's do this quick. I know a lot of people were upset. Oh, if they were going to do this, they should have had a long match. I was one of those people saying
me too.
that. If she's robbed and we take something from her and she doesn't expect it, then we want to see her succeed. On playing a heel, Becky said she's having fun with it. It's trial and error. She's seeing what works, seeing what doesn't, and people want to see her be overturned eventually.
Yeah.
Do people, or has it split the crowd?
I don't know. Me personally, as a fan watching, I do obviously want to see her get overturned, just because Bianca deserved a longer run, and I think ultimately this is a good way to build Bianca Belair up again to going against both Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks.
She lifted them both on her shoulders.
She did.
Very
and
impressive.
Even though she might have dropped one, but she knocked it down and then straight through.
Yeah.
Really cool. I mean, where do you stand? Do you like her more? Are you kind of split as like, I actually just want to see Becky Lynch go on a massive tear?
It's complicated, isn't it? I was disappointed with the SummerSlam match just because it was so short.
Yeah.
I thought, wow, they could have had a really good singles match. But then at the same time, it is starting to pan out a bit more.
Yeah.
But then the draft's going to happen or take effect soon anyway, so how much does it even matter?
Exactly.
I don't know, it's a weird one, isn't it? It's a weird one. And I think, well, I'm not entirely certain, but I reckon that Sasha Banks might come out of this with the SmackDown Women's Championship.
I think so too.
And then that would lead to, which I wouldn't complain about, if that led to another a WrestleMania main event rematch between her and Bianca Belair, which would, excuse me, hopefully be awesome again.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a
I agree.
complicated one, isn't it?
It is.
Very interesting indeed. Let's talk about Big Damo.
Oh.
Or Killian Dane.
We love Big Damo.
I managed him. I used to manage him. I managed him for 2 matches, I think.
Yeah?
And he turned on me in the second one.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
Come on
I know.
now.
Punched me in the face. Anyway, he's a lovely man, and he's obviously been released from WWE, and he's set to return to his stomping ground, Insane Championship Wrestling, up in Scotland. He's a bit of an ICW legend. Everyone loves him there. He's a former champion. He's looking menacing for his return as well. He shaved his head. He looks the business.
The bidness.
Looks the bidness. That's what they called him. They called him Big the Bidness Damo.
Did they really?
No.
You had me going then.
The bidness.
I was ready. The bidness Damo.
The bidness.
That's why he beat you up, because you didn't pitch him that idea.
He's going to go, before the match, he goes, I'm Big Damo, and you're going to get the bidness. He just kicks off. Anyway, but I'm very excited for this return.
Yeah, definitely.
Because obviously he's fantastic in the ring, he's really cool. Big Damo is going to return at night 2 of Fear and Loathing, which is ICW's big annual event, on Sunday the 21st of November, facing Andy Wilde. Now, if you're not familiar with Andy Wilde, Damo accepted his challenge via video link. If you're not familiar with Andy Wilde, this is going to be a clash of big boys.
Oh,
it's going to be a big boy clash.
Big beefy boy.
Yeah,
clash,
it's going to be good. There's going to be a lot of slamming and punching and stuff. I think it's a really good matchup, and it could be a very entertaining match indeed. I was going to say, hopefully Damo doesn't have any ring rust, but he's not been away for that long.
No, he's not been away for that long.
And he's a seasoned pro.
I guess it just feels that way because he wasn't utilised on TV so much, it feels like he's been away for a long, long time, but he's going to come back and Andy Wilde, he's coming for you.
He's coming for you, Andy Wilde. You're going to get the bidness.
From Damo's manager himself here.
Former manager. Turned on me instantly. I think it was honestly, like, if you look at the days we taped it, I think our alliance lasted maybe like a matter of hours. Like, it was quick.
That's cool.
Quick one. Also, we've got to talk about Primo and Epico.
We do indeed.
One of my favourite videos that we've ever done, which I wrote actually, just taking a bit of credit, was every single member of the Shining Stars ranked from worst to best.
So good.
Thank you very much.
So good.
It was one I was definitely proud of. But now they're back in the news because Epico has been talking. Epico, we ranked him number 1, by the way.
Of course.
Screw Primo.
Come on now.
No, they're both great. Epico shared a shocking pitch from Vince McMahon on the That's 90s Wrestling podcast, saying that they were supposed to be, wait for it, the Puerto Rican Playboys. Not only that, he then specified we'd come out in robes.
Yep.
And the robes, and he was really like, specifying this, would be in black and gold. They'd be in gold dust colours.
Gold dust colours, yeah.
Why?
I have no idea.
He doesn't seem to know either.
There's not a clue.
Vince McMahon just likes the idea, I guess. I don't know. If they were the Puerto Rican Playboys, that would be the next in a line of, like, because Great Khali was the Punjabi playboy.
Yeah.
So if you're from somewhere that begins with a P,
then you're
Vince
destined to be a
sees you as
playboy.
a bit of a playboy. Yeah.
The Portsmouth Playboys.
The Preston Playboy.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Wade Barrett comes out as the Preston Playboy.
That's why he changed his accent, so Vince didn't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, Epico said we're in the office and Vince says, yeah, you guys are good looking. I mean, I'm not going to argue. They're
good looking boys.
You're good looking. You're Puerto Rican. I want you guys to dress like Hugh Hefner. And then he said it was like a mix of Hugh Hefner and Goldust. You're going to wear black and gold. Me and Primo looked at each other. We almost threw up right there. Here's your gimmick. They had gear and everything. We had the black and gold robe like Hugh Hefner, and we were going to be in Goldust's colour scheme.
Wow.
Oh God, please, he said. And his prayers were answered. Sort of,
Ish.
because the plug was pulled at the last minute. But then that obviously led to the panic decision, it turns out, of the Shining Stars.
Yeah, but do you know what? I never minded the Shining Stars. I always thought the backstage segments were funny. They were always good, always trying to sell timeshares.
Yeah,
the Puerto Rican, what was it? The Shining Stars.
Yeah, the resort.
Yeah.
I mean, it was funny for one. It was a one-note joke.
I guess, yeah.
And I just never got it. I never understood why. Why was that a thing then?
I don't know. I guess it's better than the Puerto Rican Playboys, though.
My favourite Shining Stars moment was months, maybe even years after their main tag run.
Yeah.
And then there was Shane McMahon was running around being a heel, and he just had a sordid. He was just drawing on the powers of, like how Aquaman can call upon sea creatures. Shane McMahon can call on any heel that he passes, because he'd have this rotating cast of henchmen to just help him on episodes of SmackDown and stuff. And he was running away from somebody, and then loads of heels barred the way on the ramp.
Oh.
And one of them was just one of, I can't remember which one, but it was just Epico or just Primo was helping out Shane, and I was like, he's just wandered past him backstage and gone, come on.
Go on, get in.
It was odd. I think Eric Young was one of them as well.
Wow.
Having not been seen doing anything for a long time.
That's so weird.
It was weird. Not as weird as this gimmick would have been if they were the Puerto Rican Playboys. They'd have made it work.
Yeah, without a doubt. Just like they made the Shining Stars work. Even though you were saying it's like a one, it's like a one-hit thing. But I mean, they did do the best with what they were given. And when you threw R-Truth into the mix with that stuff, I mean, it's always it's daft, but I think it works personally.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, I believe that's all the stories
we've
got. Fantastic stuff. Thank you, Andrew, for joining me.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
And thanks to all of you for watching as well. Leave your thoughts and opinions on any of these stories in that comment section down below. If anybody out there can shed some more light on the first story we talked about, because I really don't know what's going on with that one, then do also please leave info in the comment section down below. And enjoy your day. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. And we'll see you very soon.